What is happening?
What is this open? Hey, you beautiful Buccaneers, Falcore here. So one of the biggest questions about Sea of Thieves has always been, why does the Sea of Thieves exist? How did it get here? And why are we here? Well, thanks to the most recent update, we are starting to lift the veil on that answer. Did you see what I did there? Because I said veil, and the update is called Legend of the the Veil Saint of Segue. So there is a lot to churn through in this video, so let's start off by telling you all something you might have already known. Although Sea of Thieves is a fictional place, it does take place within a real-world location. We know this because of the map within the game that shows the entirety of Sea of Thieves and its surrounding areas. It is located just above Mosquito Isle, a small island on the British Virgin Isles east of the United States, very close in fact to the Bermuda Triangle. The area itself is covered in a thick fog known as the Shroud, a sort of fog bubble that stretches to the sky and encompasses the water below. Any ships or cargo that passes through the Shroud corrode and break. Wood crumbles, metal rusts, and it also has negative effects on the body, causing breathing and sight problems. Occasionally the fog will part and vessels can pass through. In fact, the ancients tell a story of a glimmerfish that guided people here many moons ago. But more about that in a moment. But how did it get here? So within the new Legend quest, we get to see a ceremony of the ancients. They once attempted to merge the two worlds together, the afterlife known as the Sea of the Damned, and the real world. However, they were naive and didn't think about the negative impact it would have within the world itself. In this ceremony, you can see the various priests of the ancients chanting and starting the ritual, all wearing different animal masks. But more importantly, their belt buckles not only signify which animal they are imitating, but they also match the star constellations mapped and documented by SUDS. So let's rewind here a bit and talk about something that happened in Season 3. So in the second tall tale, we learn about the Sirens and how they came to be. Using 3 stones of power, the Queen of the Merfolk used them to change her love, the warrior of the ancients, into a merfolk, so they could spend eternity together. However, the ancients forbid such magic, possibly because of their previous mistakes with trying to merge the worlds, and a priest attempted to stop them. They crafted a potion to make themselves sound like the Siren Queen, and lured the warrior of the ancients to an island in an attempt to kill him. Needless to say, it failed, and the result of which was the warrior turning into a merfolk, and these merfolk being cursed as sirens. But this ancient priest was known as the Serpent, and cave paintings around the world depict a snake in rituals with creating a potion of sorts. It was at this point that we discovered that the star constellations were in fact not talking about animals, but people, and one of those people was a priest. These priests are depicted in cave paintings around the world as animals and not people, one of which, the Glimmerfish, responsible for guiding his people to this place we now call the Sea of Thieves, possibly before the Shroud even existed. The Glimmerfish can too be seen taking part in this ritual with the other star constellations present. A ritual such as this would need a large gathering of priests, and with their deeds being somewhat renowned, it would make sense to honor them within the stars themselves. The stars. One thing that doesn't make sense in the Sea of Thieves is if this is in a real-world location, why are the stars so different? This is one thing Ramsey, the Pirate Lord, noticed when he first passed into this area. The stars, although sharing the same constellation as the outside world, also have a vast quantity of new stars. Why is this? Well, let's first take a look at the Sea of Stars that I like to call it within the Sea of the Damned itself. They are identical to the stars within the real world. So let's think about it. The Sea of the Damned is a place where time doesn't really exist. It houses within itself the memories of every living being that has ever come here, spanning back possibly millions or even billions of years ago. The stars do in fact change. The night sky, for example, would have been a much different starscape back when the dinosaurs roamed the Earth. Stars blink in and out of existence all the time. So the ancients attempted to merge these two worlds, and in the process they brought a catastrophe, an explosion of life and death, rupturing the veil of the two worlds, allowing the skies to merge into one massive starscape, allowing lost and forgotten, possibly prehistoric monsters to roam the seas once again. Curses began to flood throughout the seas, long-lost treasures and artifacts strew the lands, and the otherworldly explosion was set to consume the entire world. But once the priests realized their mistake, they must have found a way to stop it, the result of which is the Shroud itself. A halted explosion of the two worlds merging, which in essence created a world partially merged between several timelines of past and present, and is possibly what wiped out the ancients themselves. And this is what Flameheart and his son want to harness. We have already seen this partially happen with these stone forts being pulled from the Sea of the Damned, and in the most recent voyage we have found a way to stop them. If they had succeeded, we wouldn't be dealing with ghost fleets or phantoms, we'd be dealing with Flameheart's actual armada and forces. But even though it failed, there are other ways Flameheart could succeed.
Pirates for all eternity. The curse is a gift. They will descend to claim it, then arise to a sea of bones. Your gift will unite all thieves to true piracy. They will drink, they will die, and they will live again to serve the fire.